Good morning. How we doing today? This is James Sweeney, aka SplitSuit. Welcome back to another video. And this is going to be part 8 of 10 of the Preflop strategy and range quiz. And like always, we're going to do a little bit of hand reading, talk a little bit about line creation, and help you play better preflop poker. If you've already taken the quiz, great. If not, maybe pause here, take it real quick. I'll leave a link in the description box. And without further ado, let's jump into today's hand. Alright, so today's question is this. Playing live 2-5, a nit open raises to $20 from under the gun. What range in percentage form do you think they make this play with? So if we take a moment and graph all the responses we got from over 2,000 players, from a 0% range of hands up to a 100% range of hands, here's what we see. Average answer of 9.8%, median answer of 6%. And if we look at the data, we see one very, very important thing. There is a lot of tight bunching in the answers right down here, somewhere between 5 and 10%. And what this tells me is that there's a lot of confidence, a lot of agreement that the actual answer is going to be somewhere in that range. And I'm inclined to agree. I think this is definitely in the ballpark. If we take a moment and graph what a roughly 10% range of hands looks like, we see this. If we scrape out ace jack, right down at 9.5% of hands, and if we compare that to the average answer of 9.8, I'd say this is probably in the ballpark of what people were assigning a nit opening under the gun in a live game. Now, personally, if I'm looking at this situation, the range that I'm going to assign is actually going to be a little bit tighter, which might seem a little absurd because we're already talking about such a tight range as is, but I'd probably be something a little bit closer to this. Sixes at the bottom side of the pair range. I think ace-queen is a raise. I think king-queen suited is a raise. I don't think a nit under the gun is doing ace-jack stuff. I think king-queen off is questionable, and I think the smaller pairs are questionable. So I'm probably assigning a range that's a little closer to 7%. So notice that both of these ranges are very, very tight. They're both sub 10%, and I think that's definitely in the ballpark for a nit raising from under the gun. Of course, if this were a tag, if this were a lag, if this were a different position, the range would change very, very quickly. But I think overall, this range is probably a little bit closer. I just think personally a nit from under the gun in a full ring table, probably a little bit tighter than 9.5, but that's only half the question in this situation. The next part is, okay, given the range you assigned and your next act with ace-jack offsuit, what is your play in this situation? So would you fold, would you call, or would you 3-bet? So if we look at the responses that y'all gave first, here's what we see. 63% of y'all said you would fold, 24% said you would call, and 13% said you would 3-bet. So in this situation, I look at all the options, and I really hate calling. I don't see how calling is going to set us up for a profitable situation, right? We're already against a really strong range from the nit, so if we call and somehow go heads up or a few way to it and catch top pair and face a lot of heat, are we really that excited? And if we call, are we probably going to create an avalanche of callers behind us? And does ace-jack offsuit perform very well multi-way? No, not really. So I'm not thrilled about calling here in the slightest. So I'm looking at either folding or 3-betting. And when I'm looking at 3-betting, I mean, looking at the range of hands that I assigned for him opening, this is very, very tight. How much of this is reasonably going to fold if I 3-bet? And if the answer is, I think a lot of it's going to fold, like maybe you think ace-king will fold some percentage of the time and a lot of the smaller pairs and all that kind of stuff, sure. But if that's the case, what's the difference between having ace-jack and ace-4 suited and ace-3 suited and king-9 suited and all that kind of stuff? And now all of a sudden your 3-bet range might balloon out of control when you're under the gun +1, which can be a little questionable to say the least. So if I'm looking at my average answer here, my average answer is certainly just going to be to fold, get rid of this, not really think too much about it. Again, if we're talking about different positions, different player types, different table dynamics, we have a very different conversation. But I think as a pure default in this spot, it's a little too ambitious to try to call, a little too ambitious to try to 3-bet, and folding is going to be my default play here without breaking too much of a sweat. Now, wrapping up here, if you're looking at this and you're like, how the heck do I make money against a nit, right? If I can't even give action with ace-jack, what the heck am I supposed to be doing against these players? I made a full video, full guide talking about how to crush nits, 3 things that you need to be doing against these players consistently, not just in your next session, but in all future sessions. If you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description box. Very, very quick read, very easy to implement, and trust me, it's going to help a ton when you're choosing lines against these kinds of players. And that is going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out today. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Otherwise, as always, please make sure to like, please make sure to subscribe, and hit that bell notification if you want to know the next time we post a new video, which will be shortly because I'm posting videos 9 and 10 for this series to complete it in the next couple of days. Again, if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to let me know. Otherwise, as always, luck out there and happy grinding.